important we are to the Most High. They say, I'm going to whoop your butt. I'm going to whoop you in order. I called you. I say you are worthy. Remember, he said he labored to make us perfect. So, you going to go off on me? Okay, I'm going to tear your butt up. That's why I said, but he that knew not, they didn't know the will of the Most High. Keep his commandments and have the faith in the true of Mashiach Yahushua. And did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, and much has been given. Whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. Hear that? Much has been given. Of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. That's where it is. You know, you can't take this lightly. They'll say he's going to beat you, tear you up, get you in order, or move you out of the way, like it says. You don't want to bring forth fruit, works of repentance, and having our brothers and sisters come back to the laws, that's commandments of the Most High, having faith in the Mashiach of Shai, fearing the Most High, being instructed. And if not, you know what's waiting on you. We in it. You just haven't lit the match yet. That's real. Look at verse 57. Yeah. And why even of yourselves judge ye not what is right? He said, yeah. Why ye of yourselves judge not that which is right? Instead of being partial, some of you be partial, some of you think you got some kind of past because you know someone or whatever. Ain't no past, ain't no partiality in this. Most I have no respect of persons. And then when people understand spiritually how it is that a spiritual man's going to be, then they'll understand that ain't no partiality. Ain't no respect of person. Most I have respect to Israel. That's us as a nation. That's it. That's why Mashiach Shai going to judge who? Us as a nation? We already been judged as a nation. We're going to be judged as individuals. That's right. It's on its way. 2 Timothy 3 and 7. 2 Timothy 3 and 7. So we have to look as much as we can to these words and let it be alive to you. 2 Timothy 3 and 7. Ever learning, ever learning, ever learning, and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Is that something? Ever learning, always learning, and never ever able to come to the knowledge of the truth. And you see people trying, come up with their own little way of doing their own thing and precepts. It's already been done. If you follow along with those that know precepts, how precepts go in these last days, and you can follow along with that, and the Most High might give you more to add to. But you can't just come up with your own understanding. That's why the Most High told us don't do that. He told us don't do that. That's bad, because we can understand through the precepts, and the precepts are already here, but you're going to try, I see people trying to come up with their own way. Listen, Proverbs 3 and 5. Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Most High with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. See? It's already been done. It's already been done for you, but you want to try and find some other way to make it happen and don't even be on point. You gotta know in the spirit, it's spiritual. This is something that you can't just validate. By just leaning on your own understanding. That's why it says in Ecclesiastes 3:24, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion overthrown the judgment. So when you have a vain, worthless opinion, where you thinking worthless, then evil comes in and destroys the judgment that you make. It's sad if you don't see it. Look at Psalms 119 and 104. It says, Psalms 119, 104. It says, through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. See, through the precepts you get understanding. You know, you go here, then you go there. But you have to know how. It takes practice. It takes years and years and years of going over these scriptures and doing what he say do. You're going to see the method that he gave us. You can't make it mean something that it don't mean. Didn't try and justify it, no. It is what it is. I mean, it's enough here between all these books that we have to go over into of the Bible. There's more stepping outside the Bible. Once you know all these precepts in the Bible, then you can step outside. Look at Jude, the first chapter, or Jude, the 10th verse. Jude 10. It says, but these speak evil of those things which they know not. They speak of something about things that they don't even know what they speak of. They speak about, especially those that are spiritual, those that the Most High have called in these last days to bring forth his word. They speak evil of those things which they know not. But what they know naturally as beasts, and those things they corrupt themselves. See, the things that know naturally, carnally, most I call you a brute, or what? A brute beast, a brute beast. And those things they corrupt themselves. You see, in that carnal thinking, and trying to bring it around to being spiritual, when it don't even correlate. The carnal is in conflict with the spiritual. The spirit is in conflict with the carnal or the flesh. But you're going to try to, bring spiritual understanding when you know you ain't nothing but a brute beast. That's what he says. But these speak evil of those things which they know not. See, that's why I say, many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and evil suspicion is overthrown the judgment. See, evil comes in there so you know they really jacked up because they don't win against the Most High. And what it is and who he is that he has set up to bring forth all of this spiritually. Not even knowing. That's why it says, beware, some have entertained angels not even unawares, not even knowing. Go to the book of Titus. Verse 13, 1 and 13. It said, this witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply. Why? That they may be sound in the faith. But see, our people can't stand to be rebuked. That's why I say they don't fear the Most High. They scoffers, they fools, they hate knowledge. See, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. So they hate knowledge, they can't be instructed. That's why it says, rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith, See? Not giving heed to Jewish fables, fairy tales, this, that, and the third. You don't know if it's true or not. Just some made-up stories and commandments of men that turn from the truth. Turn from the truth. Carnal. You know, we ain't under the law. We under mercy and grace. We Gentiles. We engrafted in. A lot of people have never left that mindset. Still believe that. Even though they confess they're Israelites, they still in a type of Christian, or I might say religious type of mindset. You know. And can't come out of it because they still want to compare where they came from to the truth. That's why Mashiach Messiah seems to be like a little child to understand this. Because a little child is innocent. You can teach them something, they got it. Man. They got it. Once they know it, they have it. They're like sponges. But see, when you get old, you got all this corruption in your mind and spirit that you can't really see straight. That's why I say you blind. And a blind leader done led you into a ditch. Some of you still in that hole, trying to come out. Peep out, okay, you hear this, I like that. Oh, what scripture was that? Okay. But in reality, you really can't hear this. Because you haven't taken the time to do the things that the Most High says we have to do to make it to the kingdom. Period. And to be blessed. See. And what is this? Being ignorant of the way to our salvation. Powers and authority on this earth. That's why he gave us good directions. You wonder why you discouraged, why you distressed, why you that? Because you ain't doing what he say do. That's why he say you're going to be beat with many stripes. More so than those that don't know. 2 Timothy 2:15. Ignorant of the way to salvation. And some don't even care. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself, which is yourself, approved unto the Most High. This don't come overnight. You got to put work in. Say, study to show thyself, which is yourself, approved unto the Most High. A workman, a man working in this Bible to understand it. A workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. That's the precepts. Rightly dividing the word of truth. But you got to study to show yourself approved to the Most High. So how you think that the Most High going to come through for you when you're not studying? And you can't really look at someone that's been in this for all these years because the study has been done. Anybody you see that's a leader still in this truth, all these years had to do a lot of studying. A whole lot, and still studying. But we've been through it. You see? And that's what you have to do. These young, new age generation Israelites come in, they feel they can do whatever they want to do, how they want to do it. You can't just listen to this and get this. You got to go over it. You got to go over these precepts. And when you start going over it and over and over again, you'll see, wow, the Most High is going to add to you. You know, I'm watering, I plant it, you water. Or you plant and I water. You learn from each other. The correct way. Not some more off the wall stuff, you know, going off and stuff. But he says, study to show thyself approved to the Most High. A workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. It said, but shun profane and vain babblings, things that have no merit of knowledge and understanding of this word. But they will increase unto more unrighteousness. See? I remember most of the class was over. Close the book, whoop, go right back to the world. Talk about the unrighteousness in the world. That's shun the profane babbling. Got nothing to do with trying to make it to the kingdom, studying to show yourself approved to the Most High. And their word will eat as doth a canker, of whom is Hymenaeus and Philetus, who concerning the truth have erred, saying that the resurrection is past already, and overthrow the faith of some. See, he said resurrection is past already, so others gonna follow them, traditions of men, and overthrew their faith. Nevertheless, foundation of the Most High standeth sure. Mashiach Yahushua is the foundation of the Most High, standeth sure, having this seal. Most High knoweth them that are his, and let every one that nameth the name of a Mashiach Yahushua depart from iniquity. You want the name of Mashiach Yahushua, put him in your mouth, you got to depart from iniquity. That's why, maybe that's why people not confessing him. You don't hear him. You say, my sheep hear my voice. And they follow him. They will confess him. So you confess him before man, you're going to confess him before the Most High and before the angels. But a lot of you don't confess him. You more mainly into Israel, and he fit in wherever he fit in. Our people don't know Hamashiach, but everybody know Hamashiach, Yahushua. The Most High gave him a name above every name in heaven and earth and under the earth. You see, they know. That's why people say you got to say Jesus Christ. No, I say Hamashiach, Yahushua. And our people are wise enough, because that's who the Most High said he's coming for, right? So they just got to fit in where they fit in. When we place them in their place, in our kingdom, and they're going to have to deal with the rod of iron, these laws, such commandments of Hamashiach Yahushua, as he brings forth righteousness on this earth, period. But we so lost as a people, we spend more time on other people than we do on our own nation. Better understand that Hamashiach Yahushua, who was he just dealing with? Them leaders, the Pharisees and the scribes, the one that was teaching our people wrong. So, we have a great work, brothers and sisters. It's a great work. That's why we got to be on point in our studies and knowing what we have to do to make it. It's not an easy road, but it's beautiful in the end. We know it's going to be beautiful. Because the Most High said it. He's preparing a kingdom for us, New Jerusalem, and wherever he's going to place us on the earth when it's purified. Luke 19 and let's start at verse 41. Luke 19:41. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it. See, Hamashiach Yahushua shed tears over the city. He cried over the city, saying, if thou hast known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto the peace, thy peace, and to your peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. Read that again. It says, that's why I say ignorance, not knowing. It says, he said, if thou had have known, if you had have known, even thou, even you, at least in this thy day, your day, the things which belong unto thy peace, the things that belong unto your peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. For the day shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side. So here, Hamashiach Yahushua is clearly letting us know that our enemies, who are the Romans, who we are under at this time when he walked the earth, gonna cast a trench around us and keep us in on every side. And that's when we fell in 70 AD. We fought from 65 to 70 AD. And we fell at the last Mount Masada. He said we had food there for the last 100 years, preserved. But that's our last stance. He told us what you see here, he called the Romans our enemies. For the day shall come upon thee, that thine enemies, not your friends, but thine enemies, shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side, and shall lay thee even with the ground. I mean, he's going to flatline you, kill you. And thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation. That's what we as a people today, the children of Israel, you talking about you in despair, you in dire strait now. No, you better know what these prophecies are saying, preparing yourself for what is to come, knowing what you expect to happen through the power of the Most High. That's the only power we have, is through Him. And hopefully He will be under His shadow. We'll be able to fulfill Psalms 91 and Job 5:19 down. If you rolling with the Most High, you rolling with a Mashiach Yahushua. And not just Israel. Israel not going to save you. Ain't no man going to save us. We better have a relationship with the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. When you open up them books and say, hey, one of my servants. Hopefully Most High will. Everybody should want that. If not, then hey, you better live it up now, because you're going to burn in hell. You're going to burn, burn, burn. Where the worms never die and the fires never quench. You'll know I was going to get to it. That's real. Hey. He told him, he said, and shall lay thee even with the ground, flatline you, kill you. That's what our enemies, the Romans, going to do, he said. And thy children within thee, kill the children too. And they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation. You ain't know the time of the visitation. It's like you ain't going to know the time when he come to set up righteousness on this earth, it says. If you ain't in the spirit, or around someone that's in the spirit to be able to follow directions, but you got your own way of doing things, then hey, more power to you. He said in 2 Peter 3:10, 2 Peter 3:10, you think you in a discouraged way now? Oh, you better be ready for this. 2 Peter 3:10, but the day of Mashiach Yahushua will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Saying then that all these things shall be dissolved. Everything you see, close your eyes, open your eyes, everything you see gonna be dissolved. What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and righteousness? But see, our people have other means to be able to have their conversation. It is not in righteousness. Just a moment.